All right. Well, welcome, man. We got quite a full call, which is awesome. I mean, there's like, I think 20 people or so on here. And so I want to welcome you guys to your first of 4 calls. So we're going to do a 30-day group here with this Rock the Basics. Want to introduce myself because not all of you, I mean, I might have sponsored a couple of you, but most of you, I did not personally sponsor. Other coaches use our basics and plug their new coaches in so that they can get proper trainings, off the bat and do those sorts of things. But I do want to share with you a little bit about me before we get started. First of all, I'm so glad that all of you guys are here, that you're taking the time. First of all, you've made an awesome choice to become a coach. When I became a coach 7 years ago, I had no idea how much it would change my life. I had no idea. In fact, I didn't even really want to be a coach. I had been someone who was morbidly obese for 20 years of my life and had always struggled with being the fat guy. And back about 7 years ago, I picked up a set of P90X. I lost 120 pounds with it. Somehow that led me down this road. At the time, though, I was an insurance agent and a high school football coach in my hometown, a small hometown, born and raised in a town called Bellevue, Ohio. It's about 9,000 people. In fact, we have a couple of members in this group actually that originate from that hometown that have known me for quite a long time and are just now going through this Coach Basics trainings. So they can tell you that everything that I'm telling you is the truth. I was this big, fat, lovable guy from my hometown, little small town, lost 120 pounds with P90X, kind of became a poster boy for the company. My start as a coach was actually when I was chosen as a Beachbody Challenge finalist, and you know how you can win the 100 grand. And at the time you could win 250 grand. I was a finalist. I didn't win. And that was probably the best thing that ever happened to me was when I didn't win the 250,000. I got second place. And that really kind of lit me on fire to do the business side of this thing, to do coaching. And I'll never forget that night, Carl Deichler, the president of the company, as we're backstage, he looks at me and he's like, hey, how do you feel right now that you just lost? And I said, Carl, I feel like I just got my ass kicked. I'm a football coach, so you got to forgive me. But I feel like I just got my ass kicked and the other team singing the fight song across the field and it doesn't feel good. He goes, look, Tommy, I know this might shock you, but if you do this coaching thing right, you'll make that kind of money every single year. Okay, so just stay with me on this. Go build a team of coaches. Go do your best to help as many people as you can. And I promise you a couple years, 3 years down the road, you'll be making that kind of money every year, if not every month. Okay. And that was kind of hard for me to wrap my brain around because like most people, I never fathomed being able to make that kind of money doing something like this. Right. It wasn't something that's not why I started. When I started as a coach, I figured if I could make a couple $100 a month helping some of my buddies lose a little bit of weight with P90X, that I could do, that would pay for my fitness habit. I figured $200-300 a month, that'd be great, and all of those things. I was a free customer for my coach, Melanie. When I went to the Team Beachbody website, I signed up for an account. Nobody recruited me. The videos recruited me. I did the videos, and in the videos, they talk about going to the website and getting a coach. So I did that, and I was a free customer assigned to my coach, right? So I came from the company, was given to a coach. So we're going to talk to you in this group about how to earn those free customers, people just like me, people just like you, through being a coach. But here we are, 7 years later. I can't begin to tell you how drastically my life has changed. Physically, I think of it like this: as coaches and with Beachbody, we have the opportunity to offer people change, whether it's physically or financially or even emotionally, right? There's a lot of people out there that aren't fulfilled doing what they do. I felt like that in insurance. I actually kind of hated insurance after about 6 or 7 years. It was like, I'd be selling an auto policy. And it never fulfilled my heart. It didn't make me happy. But I knew helping people get started on programs and helping them lose weight like I did was something that I loved. And so I got serious about doing this. I really dug in, and you guys are all part of my team. Even if I did not personally sponsor you, I want you to know that I am so blessed to have so many great people like you guys that have come into our organization over the course of the last 6 or 7 years. We've got incredible leaders on this team. I went on to have great success with the company since that time. I didn't know what I was doing at first though, right? I mean, how many of you have never done a home business? Like you've never done network marketing, you've never done a home business, you've just happened to fall in love with Beachbody and thought, what the hell, I'm gonna go for this thing as a coach, right? Congratulations, you are just like me. I'm a high school football coach. I still coach high school football, right? And as a high school football coach, we make about 37 cents an hour. We don't get paid a whole lot of money. So money was never the biggest primary reason for me to do this. I did it because I fell in love with the company. And it wasn't just the company and the programs. I fell in love with the community of people, the coaching network, right? I would travel to these events like Summit that we're going to have in Nashville, Tennessee, or like a Super Saturday or something like that. And I fell in love with them online, through and you guys will find as you are part of this, you're going to meet a lot of people, and you're going to find that you make a lot of friends from all around the country who are positive, who are supportive, who are encouraging, who are driven, who are determined, right? And what you find is when you get into our world, what I call the Beachbody bubble, right? That it's so unlike the bubble that you live in at home that you can't help but be influenced by it in a positive direction. As long as you become part of it and make that commitment to yourself. Obviously, you guys are committed, and that's why you're here and have committed to be a part of this group. Not only did you say, yeah, go ahead, put me in there, but you guys are actually on this first call, right? So let's talk about that group a little bit. I'm excited that you're here. This is the first step to you, really becoming a coach and learning to do what we do as coaches. Okay, that's the first step. How many of you, when you signed up to be a coach, knew that you didn't really know how to be a coach, but you figured you just become one and figure it out after you signed up, right? Like you didn't come in with a game plan. You had no idea what to say. You didn't know what you were doing. You're like, okay, I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to trust that I'll learn along the way. Great. Perfect. You guys are perfect because that's exactly how I was. So this 30 days is designed to really just kind of give you to teach you the basics about who we are, what we do, and why we do it, okay? It's up to you to learn the material that we're gonna be putting out there. It's up to you to get on the calls and ask whatever questions that you need to ask during the course of this month. But you have a group of leaders that have been doing this for a while, not just me, but there's other people that are in this group, like, like Tammy Gland is on this call tonight. Michelle Moore, who's been, through groups and stuff like that. So you have access to a handful of us that have been doing coaching for a while. Not just for a few months, but I've been doing it for a couple years at least. And so we're there to kind of just guide you down the right path. It's up to you whether or not you take our advice and wisdom and apply it. But I want you to understand something. What we teach you in this group and in our 2 training groups. So we have Coach Basics, and then we have this other group called Ramp that you guys can qualify for. From now on, those groups are always going to start the first of the month, and they're going to be 30 days. So if you guys get new coaches and you want them in the next basics group, I'm going to be starting them the first Monday of every month. We'll run them every calendar month, okay, for 30 days. All right. And so that your new coaches can learn too. So here's what you can expect from this group. Number 1, there's going to be daily assignments. Okay. So in that Facebook page that you guys are in and part of, there's going to be these daily assignments that they don't take up your whole day. We understand that most of you have full-time jobs. We understand that you have families. We understand that you have other things that being a Beachbody coach isn't all of who you are, but it is now becoming part of who you are, right? And I want you guys to realize that just like any part-time job, it's going to take at least a part-time effort on your behalf in order to do something with this and go help some people, right? You made that conscious choice when you decided to become a coach to add this into your life. And so at first I did it on a very part-time basis. It wasn't my primary focus. And then later on it became my primary focus. And now my wife and I, this year are going to make, over $300,000 as coaches after 6 years of doing it consistently over time. Does that make sense? Right? So I want you guys to understand something. That took 6 years to do. It doesn't happen in 6 weeks. It doesn't happen in 6 months. I want you to think in your head right now, are you truly committed to making coaching part of what you do longer than a couple of months, right? When you guys signed up and you invested in becoming a coach and trusted your coach, did you say, hey, I'm going to give this 30 days and, if I haven't made $10,000 in the first 30 days, I'm gone, or are you in this for the right reasons, which really, for me, the right reasons are or for me, I can only speak for me. It doesn't mean my reasons have to be yours, but for me, it's this, I want you to write this down. Our mission is that, and this is the mission of the company. Like if you read our mission, this is what it says. And I take this to heart every time I read this or say it. Our mission is to help people achieve their goals and live a healthy, fulfilling life. That's our mission, right? And the first two words of that is this. Our mission first is to help people achieve their goals. It's not to help myself. And as long as we focus on helping other people, the great thing about this company is that they're willing to pay us part of the deal, right? They're willing to actually pay us. I mean, when we recommend something, and Beachbody is something that we all believe in, we've all used, we love it, that we would willingly recommend. As we recommend it to people and as those people enroll, the company gives us a cut of that. And as we build a team of coaches, and those coaches do the same thing, and we teach them how to do the same thing, then the company gives us a cut of that as well. There's a lot of things in life that we recommend to companies who are making a profit off of us that never pay us for that recommendation. How incredible is it that there is a company that is willing to pay us for that recommendation? And my suggestion is that we focus on helping people first, right? So in this group, here's what you can expect. Those daily assignments, all right? So you're going to get 30 little daily assignments. They're going to be anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes long. Some of them shorter, some of them a little longer. But it shouldn't take you any more than like 10 or 15 minutes to complete the longest of the assignments. So this isn't something that's going to take up your whole day, but you're going to learn a little bit each and every day. All right. You're going to learn a little bit each and every day, and you're going to have the ability to, ask questions to the group every single day in those Facebook pages. And then we're going to meet once a week throughout this month, every Tuesday night for the rest of November. And we pick Tuesday night. That way there's no excuse when it comes to Thanksgiving, right? Because Thanksgiving is on a Thursday, not on a Tuesday. We all know that. So my expectation is, yes, we will have a meeting the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, right? And so we're going to meet every Tuesday. And every Tuesday we're going to do a little training. Tonight's kind of an introductory thing. And then the other 3 calls, we will do a training to give you some specific tips and pointers and to show you how we handle things. So the daily assignments, the weekly calls, and then we're going to introduce you guys to personal development. When I became a Beachbody coach, I had never really heard that term personal development before, right? I had never, it's kind of like, we go through school and then we learn what we need to know for our jobs. And then it's like we're done learning. Many of us in life, we're done learning. I can tell you this, that personal development, since being introduced to it as a Beachbody coach, has changed my life just as much as the workout programs did. Okay. Personal development is kind of like fitness for your mind and fitness for your heart and fitness for all the internal things that you need to work through. And so we're going to start you with a book that's from my personal mentor. This woman is not associated with Beachbody, but she is someone that I've adopted as my personal life, business, and financial coach. Her name is Dani Johnson. D-A-N-I Johnson. And then that book is called First Steps to Wealth. And in that book, there's going to be some of the things that you're going to specifically see throughout the trainings when we talk about things like form and personality types and stuff like that. That all stem from Dani Johnson. And in fact, a lot of what we do as Beachbody coaches came out of her trainings. And we've taken her trainings and her people skills section of her training and understanding people and how to communicate with people, and we've applied them to Beachbody, and we're gonna introduce you to our methods, which use her techniques, but our methods that apply Dani's techniques. And so that's why we want to introduce you to that book. But that book has a wide variety of personal development in it, and so I think it's great for you guys to get introduced that way through her book. In fact, we'll post the link in the website. If you don't have the book yet, you can go online and get it from her. I think it's free, and you just got to pay shipping. It's like $5.95 or something like that. So that's the personal development side. So here's if I were you guys, this is what I would look for. Okay, as we're going through this, if there's anything that I hope you can get, I want you to write this down. We operate on what we call a challenge group system. Okay, a challenge group system where the majority of the time, we're going to start people out on a fitness program first, right? We're going to let them drive the program. Does that make sense? Before they buy it or before they decide to become a coach. So we start people out as a challenger. We help them through their, their first month or two of being a coach, and then we learn to upgrade them to coaches once they're doing well with their program. So how many of you on this call, and I gotta flip so I could see a show of hands. How many of you actually started with a program? Like that's the first thing you did was you picked up a program, you started pushing play, you started sweating, you started drinking your shake. And then somewhere along the way, your coach or somebody said, hey, why don't you just become a coach? You'd be great at it. How many of you started that way with the program first? See the show of hands? Okay. How many of you didn't start that way and you were just approached to make money as a coach and really didn't start with the program? Lenny started with the program. Okay. But most of you started, and you guys have been through what we call the first part of this challenge group system. You started as a challenger. You started with a program. You picked up a challenge pack or whatever. You used it for a while, and then you became a coach. Once you became enthusiastic about what that program and what that challenge pack and what that challenge group and what your coach had done for you, right? Everybody understand that? That is actually the system we teach. So if you came in that way, congratulations, your coach did a great job of following everything that we teach throughout this group, okay? So I want you to write this down. Challenge groups and challenge packs. Pretty simple, okay? Challenge groups and challenge packs. That's really what we do is this. We invite and promote an upcoming challenge group, and that's something that you guys are gonna do. So you're gonna pick a start date. My recommendation is that you shoot to start your first challenge group the beginning of December, right after Thanksgiving, and run like a 21-day fixed group or something that fits between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Does that make sense? Okay. And that program fits perfectly. That's why I'm saying that. But if I were you guys, I would plan on promoting that challenge group and talk about, hey, if you don't want to keep the 10 pounds you're going to lose on Thanksgiving and Christmas, why don't you join what we're going to do in between? We're going to do a 21-day fixed group, and I'm looking for a handful of people that might want to do it with me. Okay, does that make sense? So challenge groups and challenge packs. That's how we start. And right now, that's one thing that you guys have to master. I want you is learning how to invite people to a challenge group and learning how to promote a challenge group openly through your Facebook. How many of you have a Facebook account? I assume all of you, right? You have a Facebook account. I'm just going to tell you right now that it's pretty big as far as Beachbody coaching goes, okay? And you're going to need to develop some skills when it comes to Facebook, and we have webinars and things that we can show you on that where you can do some of that learning. So we're not going to talk about it as much during these classes, but Facebook is a big thing. So as long as you're adding people to your Facebook and promoting stuff on your Facebook in a way that is appropriate, then you're going to be okay. But it's no different than throwing a birthday party. How many of you have ever thrown a birthday party or hosted a cookout or something like that? Like you put some kind of a party together, right? And what did you do? Like you started texting people and you're like, hey, I'm going to have a cookout this Saturday. I'm having a birthday party for Joey this Saturday, right? It's BYOB. You gave them you invited them to the cookout. Once they replied, then you started giving them the details, right? You didn't tell them everything up front. Does that make sense? You didn't say, hey, right? You just said, hey, I'm having a cookout and any chance you can make it, right? And that's it. Listen, this business is no harder than that, except for we're not inviting them to a cookout. We're inviting them to a challenge group where they're going to sweat with us for a certain period of time and drink a shake and do all those things. Everybody understand that? Okay. So once you figure that out and you can go out there and help a handful of people get started on their fitness, those people will become your prospects when it comes to coaching down the road. Everybody understand that? So write this down. 3 vital behaviors. That's another thing that I want you guys to learn. Okay. These I'm going to give you just the basic bullet points of what you really want to master throughout this 30 days. Okay. And that if you have any questions on these things, the next 30 days is the time frame for which to ask those things. All right. If you're confused about anything, but the 3 vital behaviors, this is what we live by. And we know this, if coaches are doing at least these 3 things, if they're doing these 3 behaviors and they're doing them daily, weekly, monthly, okay, then they're going to have a much greater chance of success. Okay. The first vital behavior, the first thing you have to do is be a product of the product. If you're not push and play, if you're not drinking your shake, and listen, it doesn't mean that you have to be 7% body fat. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be the picture of physical perfection. You just have to be working towards living a healthier lifestyle and using Beachbody to help you do that. How many of you are doing that? Like you're working towards a healthier lifestyle or sustaining your healthy lifestyle, and you're using Beachbody to do that. That's really all the requirement for that product or the product. Does that make sense? And understanding that when you're doing it yourself, even if you're in the process of, even if you just started, even if you're only in week 2, okay? The fact is that you're going to be talking about it naturally to more people because it's going to be part of who you are. Does that make sense? So that's why being a product of the product is a vital behavior. Anytime that I see coaches kind of wane off from doing the coaching stuff, a lot of times they're struggling in their own fitness and they're not making progress in their own fitness. And I have been guilty of that. As much success as I've had seasons in the last 7 years, right? Where I haven't been on top of my game when it came to my weight and my eating and my workouts and all that stuff. And I kind of fell off track and I didn't produce as much during those times. Okay, so being a product of the product is the first vital behavior. That's number 1. Number 2 is inviting. Invite, right? So, and really, we invite to 2 basic things, okay? We invite to 2 basic things. The first thing we invite to is our challenge groups, right? That's the first thing we invite to, which we already talked about. And then the second thing we invite to is joining us as a coach on our team. Pretty simple. Don't overcomplicate this thing. As long as you're inviting people to do those 2 things, you're going to be okay. Everybody understand that? I want you to write this down. Not everybody you invite is going to be a yes right now. They're not, okay? This isn't like, okay, I go invite 10 people and I get 30. It doesn't work that way, all right? You may have to invite a lot of people. You may have to talk to a lot of people. You might have to hear no from a lot of people. The reality is this, that as long as you stay in the game, some of the people that say no, not right now, will eventually say yes when the time is right in their life. How many of you didn't say yes the first time that you heard about Beachbody? Go ahead, raise your hands. It's okay. It's okay. I did not say yes. I was a fat guy for 20 years. It took me 20 years to say, yes, I'll get off my ass and do something, right? That's okay. How many of you didn't say yes the first time you were asked to be a coach? Like they put it in front of you, you thought about it for a little while, and eventually then you were like, okay, I think I'll do it now, right? Does that make sense? All right. I was the same way. My coach asked me 4 times to become a coach before I said yes. All right. So what you guys need to realize is as you're inviting, it might not go perfectly. And that's okay. You have to think about this. Most people won't say yes the first time. I don't want to set you up for failure. I don't want you to think that you're going to go out there and get 5,000 people with 1 post or 1 invite. And that's okay, because as long as you're still around and still doing it 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, eventually some of those people that said no today are going to say yes tomorrow, just like many of us did, right? I mean, you saw that half of the group fit that category, right? And yet here they are learning how to be a coach. All right, so that's the second vital behavior. We do have to invite. I'm just going to tell you what I do. I start 1 challenge group a month, okay? And I look for at least 5 new people every month to get started on their fitness, okay? 3 new people a month, and we're going to talk about this here in a minute. It's something called Success Club, okay? Let's just talk about it now. So one of our major goals as coaches is what we call Success Club, getting in Success Club. Success Clubs are a monthly measurement of whether or not we actually went out and helped anybody get started on something. Does that make sense? And so every time that we enroll a challenger or a coach, we can earn these Success Club points, okay? Let me explain how that works. So if I enroll a challenger, let's say I go start a challenge group, right? And I get a challenger to get a challenge pack to join that group. I get 2 Success Club points. If I score 5 points in a month, then I make Success Club. Everybody understand that, okay? So 5 points in a month, I'm going to make Success Club. If I make Success Club, I can get free customers. There's 2 ways for you to get free customers. Write this down. 2 ways to get free customers. Okay? The first way is pretty simple. Okay? We get paid 2 ways in this business. We get paid 2 ways as coaches. One is we earn commission on whatever we sell to a customer or when we enroll someone on a pack. So if I enroll somebody, let's say on a pack that's $180 pack, I'm going to make $60. So you get $60. You get anywhere from $40 to $70 depending on the price of the pack. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So per pack, right? You guys want to know how to go make a couple $100 right away? Go find 3 people to start on a challenge pack and you're going to make like $150 to $200 right up front. Does that make sense? Okay. And you're going to earn Success Club points. The second way is through building a team of coaches, right? All of you, when you enrolled as a coach, you joined our team of coaches. Does that make sense? Okay, so as you build a team of coaches, you can earn money off of team bonuses. And we don't dive too much into team building in this 30-day group. That's the second 30-day group that some of you will qualify for, okay, once you get through this. But the first step of team building, can you guys see this? It's that simple. It's emerald, okay? You have a right leg and a left leg, just like a human being, all right? Just like a Homo sapien, you have a right leg and a left leg. So you want to make sure, and listen, and this would be your first promotion. So unlike your job, you earn your own promotions. Everybody understand that, right? And it doesn't take forever. You can go as slow or as fast as you want. My suggestion is that you don't waste any time and you do this, which is this. This is you, and then this is your first 2 coaches, one on your right, one on your left. Right, left, whatever side you guys are looking at. One on your right, one on your left, okay? Once you do that, then you promote yourself. You earn your first promotion in the company to an emerald rank. And then once you're an emerald rank, so as long as you're emerald by the end of this calendar month, then you will get free customers from the company in December. Now, most of my coaches, it takes them maybe 72 hours to go get to emerald, okay? I'm just telling you, like, they just go make that happen. Does that make sense? And I see some of you getting nervous. Some of you are like, holy crap, 72 hours, I better get moving, right? Here's what I'm going to tell you guys, all right? Okay, you see this diagram. One of those people that can be your spouse, right? Like, let's say you're married. One of those people can be your spouse. Now, I'm going to shoot you straight, all right? If you're not sure that you're going to actually do this for the long run, then don't go run and sign up your spouse. Like, I'm not going to ask you to go invest and do that. But if you know that you're going to do this and you're going to learn to do this and you're actually going to do it to make money, the smartest thing you can do is sign up your spouse and have them be one of your first 2 coaches, all right? In my household, we make way more money every month in our spouse account than we would if I would have waited to sign her up. Does that make sense? Right? Luckily, we signed her up because in the long run, you're going to make more than what it costs you to have that account. The $15.95 a month fee, you're going to make way more than that. And you can use it down the road, any additional orders you place. There's ways that you can use it in the long run to generate more money for yourself. All right? Does that make sense? So if you know that you're going to be doing this for a while and you know that you're not going to stop and you know that you're going to, learn how to do the whole thing, then go sign up your spouse and go find one other person and get yourself to emerald as fast as you can so you can start getting the free customers, okay? Because the deal is this, you can't get so the emeralds, once you're emerald, you get free customers. Those customers come from the commercials, right? Uncle Carl, the president of this company, spends $150 million a year on infomercial advertising. How many of you have seen a Beachbody commercial, right? As those people call in and dial in from those commercials, they offer them a free coach and they assign those customers to emerald and higher coaches. So those are people that eventually, and I make several $100s, honestly, a week from these free customers as they place orders. I haven't spoken with all of them. I've tried to speak with all of them, right? I've spoken with some of them, been able to recruit some of them to join as coaches and things like that. But they're still free customers. How many of you would like to get free customers? I'm telling you how to do that. Remember, I was a free customer. I was someone that was given to my coach, and our team makes her like $8,000 a week, 7 years later, because I'm still around. Okay. But getting to Emerald and making Success Club. All right. So if you make Success Club, then you get free Shakeology customers, which are different than the video customers, right? Because the Shakeology customers, you actually are guaranteed to earn money off of them. Every time they purchase Shakeology, you're going to get paid again, right? See, videos, they buy it one time. With Shakeology, they drink it and then they get another bag. They drink it, they get another bag. They drink it, get another bag. I've had free customers from the Success Clubs that I make $30, $32.50 every single month off of them, and they've been ordering for 6 months, 8 months, a year. They don't want to be a coach. They don't want to do anything else. They just want to drink their shakes and do their workout program. Not a big deal. But you want to be in line for those customers, okay? And making Emerald and Success Club is the only way to get in those programs, okay? So if I were you guys, I would make sure that whatever I do, that during the course of this 30 days, that you make those two things happen. All right. But every time you enroll someone on a challenge pack, you get 2 points. So if you get 3 people on a challenge pack, you're not only going to make your $150 to $200, right? But you're going to earn enough points then to be in Success Club as long as you're an Emerald or higher coach. Everybody understand that? So challenge groups, challenge packs. Okay, that's what we promote. That's what we do. We start people out as challengers. We learn to upgrade them to coaches. Along the way, we'll teach you what to look for, how to approach them about being a coach, all those things. We'll give you the words to say. How many of you are like, I don't even know what the hell to say? Listen, we'll help you with that, okay? If you don't know what to say, come and ask the group, and we'll help you find the answer, all right? Okay, then the other things that you're going to want to learn through this 30 days is the 3 vital behaviors, challenge groups, challenge packs. We talked about Emerald and Success Club. But then some of the people skills that we use are called FORM, F-O-R-M. So you want to look for that, and that'll be covered during this group. And then the 5 steps. The 5 steps. Next week when we get on here, we will cover FORM and the 5 steps with you live. And we'll demonstrate it, and we'll role play it for you, and we'll practice it, okay, in front of you. If you want to get a jump start on 5-stepping, then here's where I want you to go. Okay, write this down. Go to your online office. Hopefully you know how to get to your online office. When you go to teambeachbody.com, go to coach online office. Okay, and then you're going to go to where it says news and training, and you're going to go to the Coach Training Academy. Okay, in the Coach Training Academy, under invite, there are video trainings on doing the 5 steps, okay? So if you don't know where to start there. You can get a jump start on what we're gonna do next week. We're gonna do the same thing next week on this call. We're gonna practice it. We're gonna role play it. We're gonna do all of that. In fact, just so you guys know, I don't want you to be hit with a curveball. Part of 2 years ago, I won the leadership award for the whole network, right? Out of 100,000 people, 200,000 people, whatever. And part of that was because of this challenge group system and these 5 steps. And we gave that, our team, it was something that we created, something I created. We gave that to the company. And so the trainings that you see, a lot of them in the Coach Training Academy are actually me training the network on the 5 steps. So you guys not only get that, but you're going to get me throughout this 30 days. All right, everybody understand that? So when you go watch those videos, it's actually our stuff. So it's me on a video. I don't want you to go and be like, oh my gosh, that's the same guy. I don't want you to be sideswiped by the fact that it's the same guy. All right. But you'll see that on there. But I would start with that. And I would actually go and I'd watch it a few times. It's only like a 10-minute video. So you could watch it a handful of times between now and next week to kind of get a jump start. That way, if I pick you to role play with, you're not going to be like, right? You're going to actually know. How many of you don't want to be like, oh my gosh, I didn't do my homework, right? So just go do that. Go to the Coach Training Academy. Go watch the 5-step videos. Watch them several times between now and next week, because we're going to actually 5-step each other next week on this call. All right? Everybody understand that. So with that said, that's it for tonight. All right? 1, I'm excited you're here. 2, I shared a little bit of my story. 3, we talked about kind of what to look for. We didn't train as much tonight. I just want to give you a heads up on the things that I think are very important for you to be in tune with as we go through this 30 days. Okay. You're going to have the daily assignments. starting tomorrow. The first one was up today. Most of you, I think, did it where you just introduced yourself to the group, told us a little bit about yourself, okay? If you didn't do that one, go into the Facebook group page now and make sure that that gets done. So with that said, guys, I'm excited. Let's just go out and do our very best this 30 days to crush it, and we'll be here to help you, all right? So good night. God bless. We'll see you in the Facebook page.